What is up, guys? Randall here with Crypto Love, and today we have an episode about Loopring. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone subscribing. Thank you to everyone mashing on that like button. And guys, if you want to find out how to win a free Ledger Nano S, stay tuned. So guys, today, we are looking at Loopring. Why Loopring? Well, I was just browsing around the markets and I saw the prices coming down a little bit on Loopring. And this is a pretty exciting one, so I figured let me do an episode now, let you guys know about it so you can keep this in your view and potentially consider getting a position in this, because this could revolutionize things in the future. All right, two things right off the bat that I like about Loopring, just from looking at their website. I know you guys are going to post about how I'm a retard for just saying this stuff, so that's totally cool. Accept it. Number one, nice website. All right, cool. Number two, decentralized exchange and open protocol. It tells me exactly what it does on the website above the fold. I don't have to scroll. I don't have to try and figure out what they're trying to say. Simple, very nice, okay? This is a decentralized exchange. But it's not like exchanges in the way where we think of exchanges where you have to store your tokens on the exchange. This is actually a blockchain agnostic exchange, so it can go across any exchanges. Right now it's being built for the Ethereum exchange with ERC20 tokens, because about 90% of the cryptos out there are ERC20 tokens. However, it can be adapted in the future to NEO and to any other blockchains out there, but they have strong ties with NEO already, supported by the NEO Council. The CEO, Daniel, and Hongfei, the CEO of NEO, are both friends of the founder of NEO, excuse me. And yeah, so they've got all that working for it. But what's crazy about it is you can still hold your tokens wherever you hold them. You hold them on my Ether wallet or wherever you hold them. All you do is you use Loopring and a Loopring smart contract to say you want to exchange this token for this price. And then what it does is it finds up other people who want to exchange tokens, and it makes a ring match. So I'll show you that in the white paper in a little bit, but it makes a ring match, and then it executes those things, and you get to maintain control of your tokens the whole entire time. If there's, see, the problem with centralized exchanges is like what happened with Mt. Gox in February of 2014, all right? They lost some ridiculous amount of Bitcoin, equal a lot of Bitcoin, a lot, okay? And that can happen with exchanges because they're centralized. They go down, they get hacked, they lose it, they have shady practices, whatever. You don't know until it's gone, all right? They can freeze your tokens, everything. The cool thing about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, all this stuff is when you maintain your private keys, you are in control of your money, and Loopring allows you to do that and yet exchange tokens at the same time. Now, what they use is called ring matching, which I'll show you in the white paper, but it's a cross-chain protocol, so you can exchange them all across stuff. Right now they're starting with ERC20 tokens because, like I said, that's what most cryptos are at this moment. However, in the future, going to be NEO for sure, and other stuff. Now, they have a few white papers, so those of you who can read Chinese, definitely download that one. But they have an English white paper, very technical. I'll be honest, I read the simplified one. I scanned through the regular one, but it was like, it didn't have enough pictures and it was way over my head. So I went to the simplified one. Still pretty technical, but a lot of fun. All right, and look at these backers. All right, we have two of the biggest platforms in China backing them, the NEO Council and the Qtum Foundation, both backing Loopring because, like I said, it is blockchain agnostic. Don't you think when these two have lots of ICOs up and running on them, they're going to use Loopring? Don't you think the price of Loopring would go up at that moment? Potentially. Before we take a look at the charts, we'll just scan through the white paper and you can take a look at that. So like I said, this is the simplified one, does a good job of explaining everything here, and it shows you exactly how the life cycle of an order works on Loopring. All right, so basically here's you with your wallet, your My Ether wallet. You have all of your ERC20 tokens on there. You want to exchange them. You know, you have one token, you want to exchange it for another one. So you set an order and then it sends that order to this relay. Now it should be noted that this relay and the basically the ring mine, the broadcasting to the ring miners, all of this occurs off chain. The reason for it is it's computationally intensive and it just would be too slow to do it on chain. So they do that off chain. But the tokens are used in this ecosystem because when you place an order, if you pay with more Loopring tokens, you can make sure your order occurs faster, and the ring miners actually get rewarded with tokens. So there's two ways that the tokens are used in the ecosystem, and that really helps with the price of a token, the value of a token, because it is essential to be used in that ecosystem. Now, once the ring miners find a ring match that they want to mine and they find the price that they want to get for it, it's submitted and they get rewards. And don't worry, the ring miners aren't going to be greedy, because there's actually worked into the way that this works is an incentive for ring miners to take smaller orders, less pricey orders, over taking just large orders. So there is an incentive for them to get the smaller ones done before or just as often as the larger orders. And then using the Loopring smart contracts, your transfer is done and there's your exchange. Simple as that. I know I explained it so it's just like perfectly simple for you guys to understand, as opposed to what happens with centralized exchanges. I mean, we all think, at least I think, when I have tokens on an exchange that I actually have tokens, but it's not true. It's just an IOU. All I have is an IOU. I have no control over that, and I should know that. I don't own the private keys to it when it's on an exchange, but it's funny because you see like the name of whatever and a certain amount, but that's really just an IOU. For those of you who've seen Dumb and Dumber, which is one of my favorite movies, I mean, at the end with $1 million, they just had a briefcase full of IOUs, and you can tell those IOUs are worthless when shit hits the fan. So that's a great reason for Loopring. Now, some other stuff in here. I just love what they do with the pictures. This shows you what ring matching is. So this is an order ring. Basically, someone says they want to exchange ARC for Omi's Go. Another person says Omi's Go for EOS. Another person says EOS for ARC. And they find all these different order pairs, and then they loop them up so it forms a ring. So you can see that, you know, Omi's Go to Omi's Go, EOS to EOS, ARC to ARC. They form a ring, and that's really cool. And there's also stuff in there to help prevent double rings from forming inside the same thing. Like you see here, it's that previous one, order ABC, that we did before, but then there's this D and E, which could be its own little inner ring. So very cool technology. They've done a lot to really map it out. So I like that stuff. Now, if we take a look at CoinMarketCap, and this is why I took a look at it and I wanted to make an episode, because I've known about Loopring for a while, and I know the price recently shot up, and I also know they had some issues with circulating supply being wrong on CoinMarketCap, which has mostly been resolved. They had it where it was like 662 million or 6.2 million, so it was much lower. The market cap was like 95 million instead of 685 million. So that's been corrected. However, I think the circulating supply is still a little bit low. It's supposed to be like 720 million, so this market cap should be right around $720 million. All right, but if we take a look at the charts, we see a big run up here. All right, now we're starting to see a pullback. As an investor, I like to buy low, sell high. So it's not at all-time highs. The price is coming down. This is a time when I start thinking about getting a position. Maybe if it's something I really want to have a position in, I could consider dollar cost averaging my way in there. And for those of you who want to know, you can get Loopring on Binance, OK Exchange, Gate.io, HitBTC, all that stuff. All right. If you haven't used Binance, I have a tutorial down in the description. And so, taking a look at the team, it's very important to have heavy hitters on the team. I love to call them heavy hitters just because that's what I like to do. But it's important to have all-stars. You could call them all-stars, call them whatever you want. And Loopring has some all-stars. Okay, Daniel Wang, Google lead tech, co-founder and VP of Yunrang Technology. So he's got a whole bunch of successful big businesses that he's worked for in his past. Additionally, he's friends with Hongfei from NEO. Ooh, that's a connection. All right. Jay Zhu worked for E&Y, PayPal. All right. And then Johnson also, Chief Information Officer at 3Nod. Okay. Plus they have all these other people. They have some people from Alibaba. So a whole bunch of connections, and really the connections that they have that I foresee as being enormous are the Chinese connections, all right, with NEO, with Qdom, because right now, okay, so they've designed this to handle ERC20 tokens. Okay, they've got that handled. Well, in the not far future, NEO is going to take over Ethereum. It's going to happen. all right, most likely. And when that happens, Loopring is going to be right there to take over that. So that's the reason why I think that it'll be crazy. Now they have FAQ, lots of good answers there. I'm not going to go through that stuff. Here's the roadmap for you guys. So they've been working on it for a while, over a year and a half, something like that. But the concept's born. They've verified the ring matches. They have a white paper. The team's created. The token sales done. All right. Then they have the smart contracts to be released, which you don't have a check mark next to yet, so I'm not sure if that's done. It's listed on exchanges, which is happening. Now they have the open source ring mining software coming out, and then also the open source and launch a wallet to trade with the Loopring protocol. So those things are coming up in 2018. When that stuff comes out, yes, the price will probably jump quite a bit. Taking a look at their Twitter, very active Twitter, and this I love. Okay, I'll just be honest. I really like this. This first thing here, they have a hackathon, all right, where basically people try and hack into the Loopring protocol, all right, and they reward the winners. They incentivize people to hack the system, all right. That way they find out all their flaws ahead of time. Very cool, very forward thinking. But also, I mean, they're posting stuff all the time, all the freaking time. So very active. Very, very active, all right? Talking about active, if you take a look at the GitHub, which is where they do all the programming, and look in the repositories, number one, they have a large number of repositories, 19, but also if you look for the past half a year, they've been very, very busy updating all this stuff, working on everything. So they've been developing this whole time, and that's really important, all right? Now, taking a look at Loopring, doing a little bit of technical analysis, all right? If you look here down at the MACD down the bottom, all right, it looks like a little bull run that they had is coming to a close, all right? And when that happens, that's a good time to consider buying in. Now, if we look at this most recent run-up that they had, quite a run-up there, okay? A lot of things ran up in price, but we're seeing a little bit of a pullback, actually over a 50% pullback down to the 61.8%. All right, and it looks like it could potentially find support somewhere around there. Okay, if you see the body of the candle, it's sitting right on that line. Now, also down here, we have the 21-day moving average. That's fastly approaching. We'll see if they find support of the 21-day average, because that would be a good indicator. Now, this is a point when I would consider starting to make a position, or at least keeping it in my radar to see if the price does start exploding again, because I think in the future, with the developments that they have coming up, the projects that they have coming up, and just the overall idea of this. Like this, at least in my opinion, this is my favorite decentralized exchange option, all right? And they've been able to look back at the previous successes and failures of decentralized exchanges to find out what works really well, all right? They've looked at 0x. They've looked at Bitshares, all right? So they've looked at a whole bunch of different things to find out what works well, and they're aiming to make the very best one out there. So guys, that is that. That's why I like Loopring, and that's why I thought I'd bring you this one. Am I saying buy right now? No, but I'm saying keep this one in your mind, because this one could potentially be very big. So for you guys who wanted to win that free Ledger Nano S, go to crypto-love.com/ledger. You could enter to win right there. And for you guys who hung around to the end, you're my very favorites. Guys, let's see. Coming up this week, I'm going to be down in Miami at the North American Bitcoin Conference. So come say hi to me there, and then I will catch you guys later. All right? Peace.